Hello, I'm Captain Gamer, and let's play Final Fantasy VII, the Command Materia Challenge. After the last episode, we sort of felt embarrassed, because we learned that we've been relying on our Command Materia too much to get us through these fights. When it came down to it, we just weren't prepared to deal with the real world without our Command Materia, so we hit the world map and we started training. Just a little bit of training. I mean, Cloud only has 4,600 HP and Aeris has over 3,000 HP and our stats are through the roof. And really, all I wanted to do was go out and grind up my X potions. Remember those ultra rare X potions that heal all HP no matter what you're at? Yeah, I have 99 of those. That's because the random encounters in the Wasteland segments of Wutai, they give you X potions and they give you Phoenix Downs. They also give you high potions. I also went offland and got myself 99 remedies, clearing my inventory of a lot of stuff that I didn't need. And also, as an interesting side note, the battles also dropped echo screens, bolt plumes, and Lucille nuts with the, you know, those funny dragon guys that give the remedies. However, I just went completely overboard, and now everybody has every limit break they're going to get without their level 4 limit break, because level 4 limit breaks are obtained through items. So, before we go on to our main event, I am going to showcase you all of these awesome limit breaks, because I know I wanted to integrate them into the storyline and the mythos of the Let's Play, but I just got tired of having underpowered limit breaks. So, we head into a fight with these three guys, these tail vaults. So, and as you can see, our training has made us pretty much immune. Also, one thing I'll show you later, during my travels and our training, our steel materia actually leveled up and it became the mug function. It's still the steel materia, but now the steel function has been turned into mug. And why am I letting these monsters whoop on me? Because I'm going to show you Yuffie's second level 1 limit break, Clear Tranquil. Let's have a look at it. It's all nice and calm, and look at that magic shuriken. Isn't that magic shuriken awesome? Gets a little bubble there, and she heals HP. And if you recall, I got Yuffie fairly early in the game, so if I was still having trouble with healing, then I would have a second character who had healing capabilities aside from Aeris over there. Hey Aeris, how's it going? Let's see. Just to compound something, let's put up Big Guard and use White Wind for some reason. Because the next thing I want to show is Aeris's last limit break before our final one, Pulse of Life. What does Pulse of Life do? We shall see after Cloud and Yuffie use up their MP and take a few more hits. As well. So, I've shown you the mug ability steals from an opponent at a given rate while attacking. So essentially, you are combining your attack function with your steal function. You are attacking at the exact same time as you're stealing. This is mostly double-edged. For one thing, let's just say I didn't want Cloud to use up his limit break, but I still wanted him to attack. He can still mug an opponent and completely normally attack and all that good stuff. But yeah. See? Yeah, check for something to steal. However, if I wanted to steal from something and I was more interested in the item, I could accidentally kill the enemy, and that would be good. So I guess this is enough. Aeris uses Pulse of Life. Pulse of Life pretty much tosses any, you know, any preconceived notions that Aeris isn't the ultimate healer in Final Fantasy history. Check this out. recovery. That's all it says. And if you look below, we recovered all our HP and our MP, and probably our status too. I don't know how to check for that. Yuffie, use your death blow on it for some reason. Whoa, yeah. That was awesome. You're awesome, Yuffie. That magic shuriken is just too cool. Look at that. I think that's Eris's Aurora Rod. And Eris just leveled up again. I'm just too good. Okay, Eris's limit breaks are all shown off, so let's hit up Barret. And then I shall add on a hyper to these two, so that they get their limit breaks faster. And I shall give Yuffie her level 2 limit breaks, Landscaper and Bloodfest. What are those gonna be? We shall see. One thing to note about these bizarre bugs, they're annoying little buggers because of their ability to poison everybody. Poison damage does not grant limit break ability. So they pretty much just sap HP, and I don't know if I've shown Grenade Bomb, but now I'm gonna do it now. Barret uses Grenade Bomb. Woohoo! He's equipped with a chainsaw, you can still shoot grenades. A chainsaw that shoots grenades. That's not illogical. That is awesome. While I'm at it, I might as well show you Cloud's final limit break, Finishing Touch. Check this out. Finishing Touch. You are already dead. Take him down! Did you listen closely? That was the sound of the enemies dying off screen. That was just too cool for words, brah. And yes, the finishing touch does instant kill to all regular enemies, all non-standard enemies like bosses and big standard enemies. They fall right back down, thud onto the ground, and take a respectable chunk of damage. Not nearly as much as Meteor Rain, so that's one thing you have to moderate. The real godsend to training up the breaks is the Thunderbird. Let's manipulate this Thunderbird here, while saying nuts to you, to the bizarre bug, for poisoning us. Poisoning us is absolutely nothing. Okay, you just earned yourself a Landscaper. What is Landscaper? Landscaper is this. Wutai! Yuffie makes the ground shake. Take that as you will. So, Landscaper is an area of effect. Well, not area of effect. It hits all enemies on a given side. And it's essentially an Earth Elemental attack on all enemies. So if enemies are flying above the area, I don't think it'll hurt them. So, as you saw, the bird here does a respectable amount of damage with its lightning attack. And respectable amounts of damage mean you gain a whole lot more limit. So, now we have Barret's Hammer Blow. What does Hammer Blow do? Hammer Blow that tail vault, Barret. He just decides to forego weapons and just BOOM! Falcon Punch! Aw, yeah. We have one more. We have Bloodfest to look at, and this is one of Yuffie's 2 coolest limit breaks. Bloodfest. Continuously attack all opponents. Have at it, Yuffie. Bloodfest. Here's where she goes so uber ninja. Ha! Hoo! Ha! 6 fatal strikes. Like, even more than 6. Just a bunch of fatal strikes on her opponents. does a whole lot of damage to single targets. Just too cool for words. Now we set our limit breaks to level 3. And continue on our way. Next up, Yuffie's Gauntlet limit break. This attacks all the opponents. And I have no idea why it's called Gauntlet, just check out what this does. Gives a beam of light, everything gets damaged and dies. And yes, that I don't think that depends on the amount of targets. Yuffie just completely nukes an entire group of enemies. Satellite beam. Barret calls on his friends from above to absolutely smite the holy narcs out of his enemies. Where this satellite is, and who's operating that satellite, I have no idea. But holy cannoli. Just completely smote from above. My theory, Hammer of Dawn. Now what have we got? Ungarmax. Just attacks all opponents. Barret gets his gangster hat on and just completely drive-bys the enemies. Ridiculous amount of damage, ridiculous amount of hits. It was just a massacre. And remember, he's using a chainsaw that can launch grenades and shoot people down. I think that's a Lancer. And while I'm at it, I might as well say that he's Coltrane. Barret. Alright, next up. Tifa's limit breaks we get to take a look at. And she's gonna be simple to take a look at, because she still does all of her limit breaks all at once. So we're gonna get a nice fun glimpse. So let me show you. If you look at the steel materia over here, the stars are at 2 instead of 1. This means that it leveled up to a level 2 materia. And then that means that the steel ability has been replaced with Mug. And also, our sense materia got mastered. Since sense only has 2 levels, when it leveled up, the sense materia became a master sense materia. That just means that it does not yield any more AP. It does not gain any more AP. Also, our second sense materia also got mastered. Check that out. So then, we have a sense on you, a sense on you, and a sense on you. If you recall, I only had 2 sense materia. Now, I have 4 of them. What happened? Whenever a materia gets mastered, and all of its stars get filled out, it actually, I don't know if it births a clone of itself or it splits apart, but that's exactly what happens. The materia clones itself into a 0 AP level 1 version of itself, and since sense has the same function regardless of how much AP it has, I can just keep this sense on the side and level up a new sense. By the way, materia sells for ridiculous amounts of money. I've been holding off on selling it because I didn't want to do that off-screen. Yuffie's last limit break, Doom of the Living. It is her absolute coolest limit break. Tell me if this looks familiar. Ooh! It looks familiar, but wow, is that brutal. She hits them so hard, she creates little localized explosions. And she finishes off with a Shoryuken. Is that not the coolest thing you have ever seen? And to think, there's one limit break better than this. However, you might be surprised to know that a lot of people's final limit breaks aren't their best, damage-wise. because people can get such high attack power that limiting the amount of strikes they do to one doesn't give their limit break as much power as it can do. Not to give anything away, but a lot of people have final limit breaks that do one large hit, which is respectable, but if your attack power is more than to outdo that large amount of damage, well, we'll just have to see. We got back attacked. Alright, Tifa. Go nuts. Let's see how many yas I can get out of this. Well, no, I want to show you the limit breaks, not get criticals on them. Alright, Tifa, have at it! Beat Rush! Bam, bam, boom! Somersault, whoosh! Water kick! Meteo Drive! Wata! Dolphin Blow! And last but not least, Meteor Strike. Yeah! That was ridiculous. Tifa just completely wrecks the enemies with all of her limit breaks. That's why she can be a very powerful asset. However, the fact that you have to spin the wheel in order to get her limit break off is kind of a turn-off. And the fact that you can't just rush through it. If you rush through it, you might miss a few and not get the full effect. Anywho, onward to Nanaki and Vincent's limit breaks. Nanaki's second level 2 limit break is Stardust Ray. Check this out. He summons the elements, the cosmos, to deal loads of damage to his enemies. And this poor last bizarre bug, you are not worth the effort of using an entire Vincent limit break. And if you saw there, Vincent's mug, he actually runs up, does his steal animation, and then backs off, and then shoots them. There's some sort of Grand Theft Auto comparison there. Vincent's level 2 limit break, his sole level 2 limit break, is Death Gigas. Whoa! He becomes a Frankenstein's monster. His physical for Death Gigas is the Giga Dunk, which is a vicious physical attack. Let's see if he'll go do. Yes! He uses AoE Elemental Nuke Live Wire! Oof. Not bad. As you can tell, he's Lightning Elemental, or Electric, or however you go ahead and say it. So, he actually won't be able to hit those Electric Elemental birds. He'll just heal them instead. Derp 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 Vincent's level 3 limit break is Hell Masker. You turn into a Hell Mask. Oh my, what could happen? Vincent, turn into Hell Mask. Ooh. Little takeoff and all those popular horror movie killers. There's a big ouch. And maybe that's a reference to Splatterhouse as well. Probably not. And then he uses Nightmare on the enemies. Or just one enemy. And it casts every single status effect in the game. How scary is that? Imagine if you're going up against one enemy. Well, it didn't seem to be frogged at all. Unless the birds are immune to frog. Look at that. Complete and utter enfeeblement. Oh, we might as well let Nanaki have his last limit break, or his third level 1 limit break, Howling Moon. Let us take a look. Nanaki goes crazy! Woo! Check that out. The Howling Moon is not unlike Lunatic High, except Nanaki only uses it on himself. Okay, it is unlike Lunatic High. Nanaki essentially makes himself into a berserker. He gives himself an attack boost. He goes into berserk mode, and I think he gets haste also. Not sure about that. And the last person whose limit breaks we need to see, Sid. He of the awesomeness. Everything Sid does oozes with awesomeness. We unlocked Dynamite in the battle with Raps. So let's check it out. This is just... I love this. Sid grabs a stick of dynamite, lights it with his cigarette, and chucks it at the enemies. Kaboom! They're dead. Where does he keep that stuff? And I'd like to remind you that Sid uses the Safe Health cigarettes. We don't have Safe Health cigarettes. Our real cigarettes will kill you. Do not smoke, people. Only Sid can do it because he's a fictional character who uses health-safe cigarettes. Nanaki's second level 3 limit break, Earth Rave. Just like a regular rave, he's all over the place, so let's check this out. Ooh! Ouch! Ooh! Look at that. 5 destructive hits. Not unlike Yuffie's Bloodfest and Doom of the Living, or however that was. Hyper Jump. Not unlike Sid's other jumping attack, except this one hits all enemies. Watch this precision, this power. BAM! Boom! Yeah, there was even a crit that did over 5,000 damage. Sid, indeed, has an attack simply called Dragon. It drains HP and MP from one opponent, so let's see what this does. Crazy attack called Dragon. He does his spell casting, and then he summons a freaking dragon to take their life force. What the heck, man? That is just too cool. And as you saw there, Sid got his HP and MP back. Did I mention those bizarre bugs really suck? When they're flying in the air like that and fluttering their little wings, they have increased accuracy. Which, of course, the game won't let me show as I complain about it, because the game wants to make me look silly. Yeehaw! Let's give you a real-world application of how good Pulse of Life is. I think I'll let this speak for itself. We're down this much HP, Cloud has that much MP used up, using Pulse of Life. Now then, check this out. That is what you call recovery. So, Sid now has Dragon Dive. It attacks all enemies and sometimes just deals instant death immediately. Gets all the cricks out of his neck, lines up his shots, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that was powerful. Last and certainly not least, Sid has the power to do the big brawl. Let's see the graciousness of the big brawl. They were dead before they even knew what was happening. And look at that! I mastered my steel materia. That is what happens when you get a steel. So Cloud has his steel ability there. And we got a new steel materia for us to play around with. As you can tell, this place is great for training up materia and stuff like that. One thing I want to see is if having Mug and Steel on you enables both. I have actually never tried that. So, Steel and Mug. Let's see what happens when we get into the next fight. And survey says no, they don't stack. Steel and Mug do not stack on the same character. How about that? And I get another Adamant Bangle for my troubles. And the Adamantine I still likes wasting time. Whew, that was some intense Limit Break show-off, wasn't it? And just to give you an impression of how long it takes to grind in this game and to build up things, I am at the 1 hour mark already. In real-world time, I have already spent an entire hour recording. From the start, from the hello to right now, it has been an hour. I can't even tell how much I've cut out from this. So, we are going to rest up, and you know what? I am not going to just use this episode to do a whole bunch of cuts to showing limit breaks. We were promised a main attraction, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So, we're going to rest up. And then I am going to stop the recording right here because I've taken a look at the capture card's feedback, and I noticed that things were desyncing and freezing up all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and hopefully we'll get a resynced video for the next part of this. So, I shall be back in a moment.